Today we're going to be talking about the causes of childhood overweight and obesity. In 2016, the World Health Organization released the Ending Childhood Obesity, or ECHO report, highlighting the extent of the problem of childhood overweight and obesity, the proposed causal mechanisms driving the problem, and the proposed strategies to address it. Childhood overweight and obesity has in fact reached epidemic proportions worldwide. In 2014, an estimated 41 million children under the age of 5 were affected by overweight or obesity. Interestingly, this spans across a variety of ethnic, cultural, and socioeconomic groups. What factors are contributing towards the problem? Childhood overweight and obesity is a complex issue involving environmental, socioeconomic, familial, and cultural factors. According to the WHO, obesity is caused by children being exposed to an unhealthy or obesogenic environment. In addition, an individual's behavior within this environment, as well as biological factors during early life, influence the development of overweight and obesity. What is an obesogenic environment? An obesogenic environment simply means an environment which encourages weight gain and obesity. As countries undergo rapid urbanization and socioeconomic transition, food availability and choice increase. Children are exposed to processed, energy-dense, yet nutrient-poor food. In addition, opportunity for physical activity both in and out of school time decline, with increasing time spent in front of screens and on other sedentary activities. As a result, children are increasingly exposed to this environment, which promotes an energy imbalance, where more energy is being consumed than is being utilized. What about the effect of culture? Cultural values and norms are known to influence people's perception of health. In many cultures, a larger body size is associated to health, dignity, and affluence, and is something to aspire to. This suggests that cultural and ethnic influences are strong and could prevent many parents from recognizing childhood overweight and obesity as a problem. What about familial factors? Can obesity be passed from parent to child? Yes, the risk of obesity is frequently passed from one generation to the next as a result of behavioral and/or biological factors. From a behavioral perspective, children inherit their parents' socioeconomic status, cultural norms, eating habits, and activity patterns, which could perpetuate obesity. Biological factors too can lead to an increased risk of obesity in children. Developmental factors during preconception, pregnancy, and infancy, known as the first 1,000 days of life, can change the biology of individuals, placing them at greater or lesser risk of developing obesity. This is thought to occur in two major developmental pathways. The first is called the mismatch pathway, in which a child's early environment does not match the environment in which they later grow up in. Malnutrition during the fetal period or during early childhood is thought to exert an influence on a child's gene function. In short, that child's biology is prepared for a harsh environment. So when exposed to an environment later in life which does not meet that expectation, such as exposure to energy-dense food and a sedentary environment, children who were undernourished during early life are at far greater risk of becoming obese. The second pathway is called the developmental pathway, in which a mother enters pregnancy with pre-existing obesity or diabetes, or develops gestational diabetes during her pregnancy. This predisposes her child to increased fat depositing, which is associated with metabolic disease and obesity. As a result of these developmental aspects, there is increasing focus on obesity prevention from the stage of preconception and throughout the first 1,000 days of life. In summary, it is a parent's responsibility to take childhood overweight and obesity seriously and to provide an environment which facilitates their children establishing healthy habits and norms.